A pleasant good evening, gentlemen, my fellow crayon eaters, knife throwers, grenade munchers. Today we'll be discussing our favorite game, Destiny 2, or more importantly, the creator of the game, Bungie, who are clearly uh, having a very hard time making their game. But Destiny 2 Revenant is the second episode to the new seasonal model for the Destiny 2 structure. I never really went over did something like this for the first episode because it didn't come to mind. I didn't have the plan at the time. But for this episode, I decided to talk about it and the issues with it. Now, I'll be honest. Don't take me on anything now. I'm kind of new to this thing, kind of new to discussing issues with games and stuff. So if there's any issues, just so it's my first time, But let us continue. But this is mainly just the interims right here. But let's just say Bungie is doing a horrible job. I mean, come on, the layoffs, stuff with their what you call them, the CEO and stuff. All of it's backfiring, and you could see it in the game. This was obviously rushed the way the structure this seasonal this episode was. Episode 1 was, pretty much the same, but before they made the huge change, you had to do a mission weekly. And now with the introduction of episode 2, we can now see goddamn Discord, but we can now see the freaking how much filler content it is. Each episode is devastatingly short, barely any content. But that's how it was for a long time. It just is out in the blue now because they stopped the weekly garbage. Gave us everything straight up, no problems whatsoever. This I like. At first I was against it because then they kind of take you away from the purpose of grinding, so you could get your seasonal ranks. So the weekly mission gives you something to grind for. But now that I look at it, it's really just a bunch of homework, like school. It's literally becoming a chore, which is very, very bad. The story itself is pretty horrible. I'm no expert like that Bife guy who knows stuff about story, playing and stuff. But me personally, I didn't really like it. The Vesper host dungeon was pretty good, but story-wise, this is something garbagey. This is stuff I'd find on TV, like Hollywood, which is getting horrible and bored at the moment. I don't know. I don't know why Aramis was redempted. I mean, come on, we've been enemies for so long. Like Crow, I understand. Dude literally died, came back to life, got his memories from his past life of how much of a dick he was and had to change. That was pretty cool, but this, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. He kind of wasted Nazareth. All he did was took over Mithrak's body from time to time and had one epic scene where they were fighting at the end. But I don't want to get too much into that now. Let's get to it. Let's follow the structure. I don't make the intro too long. Let us go. Firstly, let's recap the story. So basically, let's talk about episode 1, which was, I forgot. But we had this person after the echoes got spotted out the traveler, after the witness the feed. These echoes went across everywhere. Some hit our system, one went to Venus, Nessus, and some person grabbed it. This person was controlling the vest, making them more independent and stuff, and not following a hive mind like structure. Then we found this person was a clone of Maya Sunderworld. At first we thought it was Lashonary by Saint, but it was actually Maya being, the real Maya Sunderer. She went missing from the freaking Lightfall time. Before Lightfall even came into existence, something like that. And we fought and fought, do a bunch of boring a seasonal activity, fought and fought. Then we encountered at the end, got away after sinking magnificently down a cum river. Literally, that's what happened. And then she got away with the echo, I think. So I didn't think we got the echo from that one. Down to episode 2. Now, episode 2 was about Revenant. Fikrum, the guy who was raised view from the dead from when Kate's death time, he got the echo in his hand and began reviving Elixir. Now, it was different from the Scorn from Kate's death time. these squans were already alive when they returned. They weren't dead squan that came from the dead. They were alive and turned, which was a problem. And he could just do it by the stamp of his staff, which was pretty godlike, if you ask me. And he did that and stuff. Crashed the helm, broke the helm. That was pretty epic. I ain't gonna lie to you. He just used a cabal tactic and just rammed his ship into the helm and broke it up. So yeah, I kind of like progressions like that with the helm, not always in space or at the same location, and freaking got smashed. But yeah, with all that, we just going through the season trying to. We were introduced to tonics, a horrible system. I never used it. I'll be honest with you. I never used the tonics because it didn't make no sense to me. Like, but this little boost is I can do this just if I focus my builds properly or watch someone on YouTube with better builds. You feel me? But we were using tonics. We were making these little concoctions, and we were trying to find a cure for Mithrax, who got possessed by Nezarec from Nezarec's curse. And you could hear him, and every time we talked to him, he is in and out of it. Kill, something like that. But yeah. When we did all that, what happened next? Yes, we just continued doing story missions. They had like a little encounter. Fikro just realized that Crow is freaking straight up guardian, so he ain't the same guy, and they ain't friends no more. Then Act 2 was pretty much the same thing. Mithrax just getting worse. Still looking for this old elixir. I forgot to mention there's like this old elixir who could help us. Try to do that. Try to help the Mithrax cured. Also at the same time trying to stop Fikro with the Scorn. And then during this time we got a cool ass cutscene with the that happened in the past with the elixir, and then bang. Oh yes, apparently in the echoes there are civilizations in there. Thanks to the witness, dark partners, and the light. And this echo with the Fikro lab was an elixir, but the elixir wasn't really calling out, and it was pretty much in the wrong hands. And Fikro took it and brought back Skolas. Wow, I'll see what they do with that. I mean, I thought he got disintegrated when we fought him in the Prison of Elders from back when I was a kid, but apparently he's alive. And with Fikro, we just continue on. We're into Act 3 where, oh my goodness, the worst part of this episode, the exotic missions. One exotic mission, gloriously. Doing it 3 times, just with different dialogue. No huge change in direction. 3 times, different dialogue, same fighting. Tedious, completely boring. Straight up, I can tell you, I hated it. Every freaking mission. I didn't do it even with the last episode as well. I did not do it with my other characters because I don't have the time for that. I was just boring and tedious. I just used the thing to upgrade my seasonal rank. But after that, we did that 3 times the last time. We found the apothecary. I forgot the name. Apothecary, the old elixir. She don't like humans that much. Refused to speak a language because they didn't have the budget to actually put an next voice actor in. She just was like a bug. And then we got that from her. She came. We made this green medicine. Went in there. A guardian actually did something to Custody, and he just swooped in and just stabbed him in the dick. And after he got stabbed in the dick, he turned to a regular next day, but he was like dead when he got resurrected, so he just dissolved. Skolas was still out there. I think there's a mission where you could go fight him again. Also, I did like the organ, where you did the little secret and fought the organist, but pretty simple boss fight. Don't die, you could just kill him whenever. And then after all that, the Echo was just standing there by itself. Mithrax, completely consumed by Nezarec's curse. Aramis had a standoff, like, Season of the Plunder type standoff. The Echo picked Aramis, shockingly, and Mithrax didn't like it. Or I should say Nezarec tried to go for it. Aramis got him. Kame blast him, or come blast him with light and dark, and cleansed him of exorcist him of Nezarec. So, complete waste of Nezarec, but he's coming back. I mean, come on, this you can't die. But after that, and that would be the end of the season. Aramis took the Echo and promptly fucked off and left everybody, saying she's gonna start this thing with no human interactions, which is kind of stupid. I mean, come on, we made it this far together, even though we were fighting for so long. But hey, that's what she said. But yeah, and everything was cool afterwards. continuing on, we have some issues we must mention. First issue was the company, Bungie. Bungie has been doing. Bungie went through a lot. Let's say, bad management. That's the main topic, and a horrible CEO at it. So, when the CEO was buying his $1 million worth of cars collection, motherfuckers was suffering. I mean, the company was given 10 billion by Sony and all that, and now 10 billion, you think, oh, this and that, but she started this new game that looks like that's gonna be a huge failure. Every people test played and they didn't like it, and they dumped most of that money into that, nothing into their main game that was making the money from microtransaction. As much as we hate it, you're still paying and buying the cosmetics, so don't complain. But yeah, they had 2 mass layoffs where they just fired people. They fired Malia for Kilsav and Tori. That was a heavy blow. He's the main reason why this game did so well. His freaking music. Chef kiss. And then this has affected the game because with a mass layoff, you're gonna have people overworked who remained and suffering because that. And the layoffs were cruel layoffs. They were kicked before they supposed to get this special plan before Christmas, stuff like that. Thrown to the dogs, the street. Hopefully those people are sorted and get straight. But other than that, pretty dick move. And at the same time, this so-called CEO who was doing the goodness of the company, he was buying cars and shit when these layoffs were happening. So I don't know what the man does in his free time with all that money he be making, but that's just a bad picture. That's being in charge of the company, and your underlings, your workers, your slavers are suffering and getting thrown to the dogs. So yeah, now I had plans on actually doing game design, but no more. You could get fired, not even fired, but just, yeah, fired. Just because the company can't afford you. Because your boss wants to buy $1 billion worth of cars, then what's the fucking point? I'm not gonna go on a field like that. Anywho, this affected the game drastically, obviously, because with less people working, you get overworked staff, a lot of rushing too, because they gotta do it at a certain time. Too many things will be, going bad. A domino for Michael Santori, huge blow. Everyone loved him and his music. Now, he's not the only one making the music. He have a team and stuff, and they'll probably take over and do that if they weren't laid off. Because I don't know who all were laid off, but they were laid off. Some other folks was laid off. Stuff. Joe Blackburn, who was like Jesus Christ of Destiny in my eyes. He was, let's just say, how do I say this? He was, he left. He probably knew it was coming to bite him in the ass. He already saw the failure of the company, so he left. When he left, and that's when I knew, oh yeah, we in broad trouble. And, the new game that they're making, I forgot it. I was gonna say Anthem, but it's not Anthem. But there's some new game where they're calling an extraction shooter. It's, I don't think it's gonna do good, because when you have a mass layoff and then your main game that's making you money now is losing its player base. The new game that no one knows about and people already say they don't like when they test played it. Yeah, you kinda like, well shit, I wasted money on this. And then, I'll be honest, let's talk about Lightfall. Now, the Final Shape was a good expansion. Beautiful thing I ever seen they ever made. The best expansion, in my opinion, from all the others compared. But due to Lightfall Domino's effect, they did extremely well when it gets the people buying, but afterwards, people just left. It was an absolute mess. When I played it, I got spoilers of people saying, well, this expansion is ass. So I was like, oh lord. Gameplay wise, Lightfall was good. All this fighting, all this stuff, all this Neomonian and Cloud Striders. But then that guy, and then these other guys, and all these other stuff, they kind of came in and everything just went to shit. And because Light flopped hard, the Final Shape suffered. Because people are just like, yeah, I'm not wasting my time with this game no more. So when Final Shape came, it was great, but did horrible when it came to sales and people buying on the time it dropped. So that was a huge huge loss, and that made for the final shape suffered a lot as in terms of the company. Around the same time, I didn't. There's two layoffs, but this one the second layoff hit after that. We're gonna discuss some internal issues now. So at this point, yeah, let's go with the game itself. Like the Revenant brought in this thing called tonics, where you make these elixirs and stuff that boost you in game. It was pretty garbage. I really hope they don't go nothing with the future with it. But am I gonna be it that long? No idea. Only thing that's actually working on this channel are cutscenes, and I don't mind. I'm just doing this for fun. But yeah, tonics. What the fuck? It's absolutely WTF. It's ass. I can't deal with it. It really doesn't make too much sense. Stuff like that. The story in general is ass in my opinion. Nothing's good about it. I'm not excited like back way then. Like let's see, the season of the freaking when Mithrak first came. I forgot the season name. Season of the Splicer. That was actually good seasonal story. I had me in tune, especially with Saladin trickery and stuff. Just got me excited to play for the next day. But after a while, things just ass. You got this guy here. Story is ass. Idol, right? Idols like. Hold on, let me tell you that. You may think these things don't matter, but the basic thing is like Idol is like literally right over to the left, and we still gotta talk to a hollow projector. Now, due to the layoffs, that's probably the issue. They just had to rush and go with it. Plus, they just started to do the thing where they let everything out at once. But yeah, that is something like that. It's a minor thing. People were on Reddit, especially where I was getting this info from. They were just eating that up. They're just like, yeah, what the fuck? He's right there. Aramis is right downstairs. I know, probably Aramis would be better. You don't want like walking on a flight of stairs, but shit. Aramis was like, Ido's like right there. Mithrax is right behind me. Or stop. Ferrex makes sense. He's freaking on the Europa. And shit. But yeah, that like little minor thing would piss people off. So the weekly model, in my opinion, I kind of like better due to me getting a season of content done. But all that itself, it's tedious. I kind of like this better. Just give me the story one time so I can get on with my life. And doing the seasonal mission, doing the seasonal ranks because you paid for it. That is pretty much easy to do by yourself because all you literally have to do is save up your seasonal points so you win those things, and then do it for the weekly. Do it. We're called for the little points that said well rested. Once you do that, you're pretty much set. The exotic mission, like I said when I was doing a recap, horrible. Keep doing it over and over. I didn't like it that much. And then the story, back to the story, Aramis being redeemed. Like, how many people are gonna get redeemed? It's too goody two shoe type garbage. Gotta stop doing this goody two shoe rigmarole. Like, it really, come on. What happened to the darkness and all this stuff when Cade died? Yeah, he came back, sacrificed himself. That's a nice little touch, but come on now. Aramis redeemed. Crow was understandable, but Aramis, come on. And every minute she's like, oh, humans that, oh, human that, oh. Like, it was getting annoying. Like, yes, you don't like humans, but you don't gotta say it in every single dialogue you get about how much you hate humans or how much you love the apothecary because you don't like living next to humans. Like, we get it, you're kind of racist. I mean, you came to Earth and fought us first, you know. So when we mass genocide your people who came to our solar system, you can't get angry. You're fucking space spiders. We already have spiders on Earth, and they're space versions, I won't say, kill us out and torture us. But hey, I'm getting a little too personal. But let us go. So yeah, we're coming to the end of the video. In conclusion, the future looks bleak for the game. Heresy the new episode that's coming out like next week. It gotta blow us all out of our mind. It gotta be good. But it probably won't. It's gonna be the same thing over and over again. Layoffs happen, remember. It's gonna be the same garbage. Probably gonna have the same this and that. It's cool that we're going to the Dreadnought again and stuff, but stuff like that. So I wouldn't say Heresy will need to blow the game out the mind. These next updates, which I think are free because some management change is happening, these updates, they just gotta do good. They're gonna be more low budget, obviously, but they better be good low budgets. I've seen some low budget movies and games. They better be very good low budget stuff. So yeah, that's it for the video for this game. Like I say, the future is very, very bleak. I see people making videos about it's time to put the game to rest. It's hard, it's fun, and that's time to go. The final shape was like the finishing touch to the game to most people. Like, it was to me too, you know, like, yeah, this is best to end the game here. Now, here's what's my favorite Destiny 3. Like, this is very controversial, but it's not gonna happen like they said. But if it do happen, it'd be good. Destiny 2 launch was horrendous, I heard. And yes, it was horrendous. But you learn from the mistake from the first launch, so you could improve on it because the new player experience is bad. What else is bad? I can't think of it in my head right now, but one thing I did like about it, though, was the organist. I mean, come on, it's pretty cool. I already see people on YouTube making new videos about songs and shit. That's kind of cool. I like stuff like that. It's like a minor thing, but overall, that hand has built a community. But yeah. Other than that, future looks bleak for the game, man. That's all I can say. And you got folks like who you gonna call him? Whoever the CEO is, stuff like that. I know they mentioning the Nintendo guy. He cut his salary, his million salary. Still making plenty of money, but he cut it a lot so he could keep his workers on board. Because he knows in the long run, he's gonna make that money back because the game's gonna do successful when you have your workers on their board. But apparently the Bungie CEO was not like having it. He just kept what he have, and he wants to make sure he gets his big bucks at the expense of his workers. But yeah, that's it for the video. I don't want to make this too long. I was trying for 10 minutes, but there's a lot of things I had to say, so this could be like 25. I don't know if people are gonna watch this video for this long or anything. I really hope. I'm gonna make it nice and creative. This is like the first time I did a video like this on this channel. If you like it and want more like this, I will, and I'll try to do my best to be more professional and more organized with it. No much This is just straight up the stuff that I had vented in my head that I expressed here. And I thank you guys for watching, and leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, I don't know, any tips and ideas if this video blows up or something. I want to try and make it catchy to blow up, just leave a like and subscribe, help a guy out so you get more fans, to get some more ideas to start talking. All right, and I'll see you guys latest. Have a glorious day. Ciao.